Hi, this is Pastor Mike, and this is Perkstream for March 10th, 2021. Well, hey, thanks for joining me here on today's Perkstream. A couple things that you can see coming in this edition. One is I'm going to talk a little bit about the new preaching series, and I'll intro it with a little devotional here today on Fear Not. I'm also going to update you on the youth pastor search, give you a shout out for the generosity of our congregation, and maybe a couple little more notes on that at the end. What I want to do is start with Fear Not. Now, I'm told by reliable sources that if you were to read through the Bible, there are 365 times that fear not shows up. So you could get up every morning and read a different verse of scripture every day for a year that addresses some individual or some group and telling them to fear not. That's a pretty incredible thing. So one of my go-to scriptures when I want to remind myself not to fear is Isaiah 41:10, and it reads like this: "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Now, as a college student, I looked into this verse quite often because I found myself being anxious for the future. Even though each year was a step towards accomplishment, it also meant a step towards being booted from the nest. I was going to have to live life in the real world. I was going to have to be providing for myself. And this caused me a little bit of anxiety. But as I looked into the future with this verse in mind, with this promise of God, I began to see that God's got this covered. And so I could trust Him to take care of me. He is going to uphold me in the day of trouble. You know, I might find myself taking a misstep or two. I might find myself miscuing on something, maybe going a little bit off the schedule that He has. But I know this, that He is faithful to restore and to redeem and to bring things back into its right place. So what fears are you dealing with today? This is getting close to the 1-year anniversary of the whole COVID pandemic declaration, and we're still living in a time when we thought all this would be done. Is there still uncertainty that grips you because of that? Well, I urge you not to fear, because God is with us. He is here to help us. He is here to help us stand, and we can stand in calm and in no fear, because He is here to help us. So in the new preaching series that we're going to start, we're going to talk about ways that we can fear not. We can talk about how sometimes we feel alone, but we don't have to fear. Maybe we feel unacceptable. We don't need to fear. Maybe we feel inadequate. We don't need to fear. We'll look at these three areas, and we're going to look at them through the lens of God's love and His provision and His care for us. And what does it mean for us to live in the calm assurance that God is for us, even when we're feeling some fear? The elders met last night and continued the discussion of what's happening with the youth pastor search. We've received a parcel of resumes from a couple of postings, and those resumes are now being looked at by our search team. And then the search team is going to collate their responses. And with that, I'm hoping that we will begin to look at some interviewing here in the month of March before Easter. We won't have anybody hired before Easter, so don't think it's going to happen that fast, but things are moving forward. So pray for the search team, and pray for Dave Baker, who's chairing that, as we look forward to bringing another person on staff in 2021. Thank you again for your generosity. A preliminary look at the numbers from 2020 and our finances show that we're going to end 2020 in the black. Thank you. You helped make that happen. Your generosity and your consistency in giving is making 2020 a good year for us, and 2021 can be a great year as we continue to give towards the things that God has joined our hearts to accomplish. So thank you for your continued your continued generosity, your continued support of the ministry of Perk Church. A couple save the dates. April 4th is Easter Sunday. We're looking forward to a good celebration. I'm hoping that the mask situation will change between now and then, but if it doesn't, we will announce our plans for how we're going to hold our service. April 11th is the celebration for Charlie and Janet. Make sure you're saving that date. And this week, make sure Saturday night you spring ahead with your clocks, because yes, daylight savings time will start, and you will want to make sure your clocks are set so that you can do on Sunday what you need to do on time. And one of those things being that we hope that we see you in worship Sunday morning. So thanks for being part of Perkstream today. Thanks for your encouragement and your comments, and I hope that this has been encouraging to you. I trust that you will not fear, and you'll hear the words, "Fear not, do not be afraid. Our God is with us." God bless you and take care.